Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to our virtual learning sessions. And I wish from the previous lessons and previous videos you've gotten lots of fruitful issues. And if you're interested for getting more lessons, please subscribe our YouTube channel. And today I'm going to talk about one of the very consequential grammatical lines in English language, which is voice. Mostly it is common as the name of active voice and passive voice. At first, I would love to start my speech with three fundamental questions. At first, what are active voice and passive voice? The second, how can we change active voice to passive voice? It means what are the steps for changing active voice to passive voice? And the third question is, why do we use passive? What is the important point for using passive? What is our meaning for using passive environment? So let's answer these three fundamental questions. First, voice. Voice itself is a form of verb. It means it is a type of verb, in fact, which shows that the action is done by subject or object. What does it mean? It means when the action is done by the subject, we call it active voice. But whenever the action is done to object, we can call it as a passive voice. So the important point for voice is knowing the meaning of voice. As I have many times clarified that three things are really consequential for learning in grammar. Three things. You have to know three things. First, you have to know the meaning of that grammar. You have to know that, for example, if you know about voice, if you want to know about can, for example, anything in grammar that you want to know, first of all, you have to know the meaning of that. اولین نکته که خیلی میخواد موثر باشه برای یادگیری یک زبان، خصوصا بخش گرامر، معنای اون نکته گرامری خیلی مهم است. مثلا مثال voice خودش چی معنا؟ مثلا can چی معنا؟ مثلا مثال simple present چی معنا؟ اولین نکته so you have to know the meaning of that grammatical package. The second thing, you have to know the infraction of that. You have to know the possession of that grammatical package in family of grammar. You have to know what the possession, the rule, the infraction of that in family of grammar. نکته دومی که باید شده بگیرید نیست که جایگاه نکته گرامری در خانواده بزرگ گرامر چیست. مثلا can از منتظر گرامر چیست؟ noun as verb as verb as prepositions چیست؟ به اساس voice آماده داریم که از منتظر گرامر چی هست در واقع. و سیومین موردی که میتونه بسیار موثر و تاثیرگذار باشه that why do we use them? It means what's the usage of them or what for do we use them? کاربردش خیلی مهم است. ما خودش چی استفاده میکنیم؟ در کجا باید استفاده کنیم؟ بنابراین اگر ما این سه نکته رو در هر نکته گرامری در نظر بگیریم ما داریم انشاءالله مشکلی برمی‌آید. اولین مورد voice چی معنا؟ دوم خود voice از نظر گرامر چی هست؟ و سوم کاربردش چیست؟ و کدام منظورها رو میتونیم استفاده. So voice can give you two meanings. In fact, one is dictionary meaning, another is grammatical meaning. If you search the voice in dictionary, even it is e-dictionary or a hard dictionary, you can find as the name of Salo or Waltz. These are the dictionary meaning for voice. But we don't care about this meaning of voice. We are caring about voice to the grammatical meaning. Grammatical meaning for voice is big. Voice, active voice, we can separate voice in two categories. One is active voice, another one is passive voice. So, another thing, you have to know the meaning of active voice and as well as passive voice. If you want to have active voice through the dictionary meaning, active means for all. Voice به معنای فعل، به معنای اگر باشه، به معنای voice به معنای صدا از نظر dictionary. به این اساس میشه active voice based on the dictionary meaning صدای فعال، صدای فعال. But whenever you're finding out as a name of grammatical meaning, active means معلوم، مشخص، واضح. Voice به معنای فعل، خیلی از نظر grammatical meaning میشه active voice به معنای فعل معلوم.
So the second point, passive voice, as we mentioned. If you want to say passive voice through the dictionary meaning, we say passive voice معنای صدای گم. این معنای دیکشنریش است. But we don't care about this meaning. ما توجه به این معنا نداریم. But when we say passive voice through grammatical meaning, we say فعل نامعلوم، فعل مجهول، فعل نامشخص. So right now we have to know that what is active voice and what is passive voice. We say active voice is the form of a verb, or it is a voice when the doer of an action should be the subject of the sentence, or the doer of the sentence should be the subject of the sentence, or whenever the person or the thing which acts as a doer of the sentence should be at the beginning of the sentence, we can call it as active voice. For example, or another definition also you can say for active voice, we say normally majority of the sentences that we have in English, they are active voice. Normally, majority of the sentences that we have in English language, they are called as an active voice. For example, a lady goes to city. Itself is an active voice. How? Because at least the subject, as in previous lessons we have clarified, we have known that what is subject A. Ali is our subject of the sentence, or Ali is the doer of this action. Ali is the doer of this action. So here is the location of Ali at the beginning of the sentence as a subject of the sentence. So we can call generally this is the active voice. It means when the doer of an action should be the subject of the sentence. This is called active voice. So right now, let's come to passive voice. That what is passive voice? We say passive voice is a type of voice when the receiver of an action should be the subject of the sentence. What? When the receiver of an action should be the subject of the sentence. یا فعل نامعلوم به ایمان فعل ما میتونیم نگاه کنیم که گیرنده عمل در حقیقت نقش فاعل در جمله بازی کنه. How? We see as an active. ما با ایمان اکتیوش گفتیم دوستان. به طور مثال من مثال میزنم. به طور مثال he eats an apple. اول ببین یک نکته که خیلی در پسیو مهم است، شما دقیق باید در اکتیو پسیو نکته خیلی مهم است که شما باید دقیق اکتیو جمله را باید خوب بدانید تا بتونید مثال را راحتی با پسیو گردان کنید. برای ما بر اساس مطالعات قبلی he به عنوان subject, eats به عنوان verb, an apple as an object of the sentence. برای ما زمانی که می‌خوایم گردان کنیم به پسیو یعنی تعویض جا می‌کنیم. We replace the place of subject and object. These are the rules that inshallah in coming session I will talk more about the rest parts. So we change place of object with subject and as well as subject with object. What does it mean? It means we place an apple instead of he and he instead of apple. How? We say an apple. So based on the object that we are using here as a starter of the sentence, we have to use an auxiliary verb because an apple is singular and it's also in simple present tense. چون فاعل ما در اینجا که نقش فاعل بازی می‌کنه در حقیقت مفرده، بنابراین فعلی که در زمان auxiliary verb که در زمان ساده استفاده می‌کنیم is an apple eats. Mostly there is a rule in passive that we have to use the third form of the verb. Eat, ate, eaten. Apple is eaten. So using by phrase in passive is optional. What does it mean? It means you can use if you don't want, so there is no need. So this is done. An apple is eaten. An apple is eaten. Except خورده میشود. So if you want to complete it by phrase, it is again I'm telling you, okay, using by phrase in passive is optional. اختیاری است. By we are using as a subjective form here, but whenever you are using as a passive, it is used as an objective form. He changed to by him. یک قاعده بسیار جالب دیگر رو شما دوستان در نظر بگیرید. در ترجمه یا گردان کلمات دری اکتیو و پسیو معمولا شما پسوندهای مثلا تدریس کردن یا کار خود انجام دادن این پسوندها رو شما در دری دارید در اکتیو. ولی اگر شما بخواید با پسیو گرایش بدن تبدیل کنید معمولا پسوندهای کردن و دادن باید تبدیل شود به پسوند انجام شدن، تدریس شدن. برام پسوندهای افعالی که با کردن و دادن تکمیل میشه باید درایش پیدا کنه و شدن. ببینید he eats an apple. او سیب نوشجان میکند، یعنی نوشجان کردن، سیب خوردن، درست؟ ولی زمانی که پسید دادیم میگه apple is eaten by him، یعنی سیب توسط او خوردن میشود، یعنی از نوشجان کردن و خورده شدن یا نوشجان شدن گرایش پیدا. So this is basically about voice two parts, as active voice and as well as passive voice. Rules. How can we change active voice to passive? There are more than 10 or 11 rules. Inshallah, on incoming session you will have, or incoming video you will have it. As well as why do we use passive? It's going to be taught in coming session. So if the lessons are interesting to you, so please follow up our YouTube channel, subscribe that, and as well as bell that, so that you should receive lots of new learning videos. Thank you so much.